And how you die does not redeem how you lived.
I was wondering which preacher would tell the truth about Charlie Kirk in their sermon yesterday. Here is one that you absolutely have to hear, and we'll discuss on the other side.
Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated. But I'm overwhelmed seeing the flags of the United States of America at half-staff, calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist and spent all of his life sowing seeds of division and hate into this land. And hearing people with selective rage who were mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't give a damn about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were shot down in their home, tell me I ought to have compassion for the death of a man who had no respect for my own life. I am sorry, but there's nowhere in Bible where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life. I can abhor the violence that took your life, but I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live. I am overwhelmed.
These are the facts, folks. We are not required to celebrate someone just because of how they died. Charlie Kirk was an unapologetic bigot. He made a fortune and his entire reputation off of being a bigot, but not just a regular bigot, a truly sophisticated one who was able to manipulate data and leave out context, remove nuance, just so that he can push a specific narrative about black people in particular. But he didn't stop with black people. He did it to women. He did it to Muslims. He did it to the LGBTQIA community. Everything that he did, he used the same technique, which was to remove context, to remove nuance, to cherry pick data so that he can give an intellectual veneer for his racism and for his bigotry. And that's one of the greatest gifts that he could have possibly left to MAGA, that he could have left to white supremacy, to wrap all of centuries of hatred and bigotry in the veneer of intellectualism. Charlie Kirk was a smart dude, but he was a smart bigot. And this is the role that he facilitated better than anyone else. And this is why he was so popular. I absolutely love the line that this pastor spoke. And by the way, I'm not sharing the pastor's name or the name of his church because I'm quite sure that he is receiving death threats already. But I really appreciate what this pastor said. We do not celebrate evil. We do not celebrate bigotry. No matter how an individual dies, it does not absolve them from the evil of their life. I'm certain Charlie Kirk was a good father. I'm certain Charlie Kirk was a good husband, but I'm also certain that Charlie Kirk was not a good man because he was executing a very evil agenda. We have to hold the line here. We have to simultaneously be able to recognize that, number one, Charlie Kirk should not have been killed. Number two, we must condemn violence because we cannot perform violence like they can. They are the masters of violence, and that is not a game that we want to get into. This is not a statement of fear. Nobody's afraid. Everybody's got guns. Everybody has bravado, but we're dealing with people who have mastered the art of violence, the science of violence, and they lust after it. They crave it, and violence begets violence. Now, don't get me wrong. As a matter of self-defense, I believe every single American, especially Black Americans, should be prepared to defend themselves with their Second Amendment rights. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the type of violence that killed Charlie Kirk. We do not engage in that type of violence. And to everyone who's celebrating, I'm not going to lecture you in terms of morality, but I will say something in terms of strategy. Never give the moral high ground to people who are already seeking to hurt you, seeking to destroy you. You give them the veneer and the justification to say, look, I told you those people were bad over here. Look, I told you those black people were no good. Look, I told you those leftists were no good. As a matter of morality, for me in my house, we would not ever celebrate the assassination of anyone. But I'm not lecturing anybody about that. If that's what you do, that's between you and your set of values. But as far as strategy goes, celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk puts ammunition into the hands of people who already wanted to harm us. I'll say it just like I saw someone else say it online. I don't celebrate Charlie Kirk's death, but I will not participate in his mourning.
And how you die does not redeem how you lived.